Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children all ages, welcome to what we do. We cooler than in the summertime, and you got to find the shade. We are cooler than that cool, refreshing taste of punch lemonade. We are better than was need to be better than. We are the best there is, the best there was, and the best there will be. We are the Sideline Junkies. This is the podcast of all podcasts. When you wake up in the morning and people think there's Folgers that you need in your cup, sometimes what you really need is the Sideline Junkies podcast in your life. And if you can't get right off the Sideline Junkies podcast network, then you can't get right at all because you ain't right with yourself. But this is the Sunday Rise, and this is the best way to start your week off. I am the Midnight Rider. And I am definitely pontificating on some different stuff today and this morning, but it's okay because it is Sunday and I get to do this. I'm tag teaming with my boy, the big guy, KG. I'm the Midnight Rider. The world is better now because you get these two faces in your life for the next hour and some change. So if you can't get better than that, you won't get better than that because there's nothing better than what is existing in front of you. And with that being said, I'm going to turn this over to the host, the big guy, KG.
Well, thank you for that rousing introduction.
I love when you do that, yo. That rousing introduction.
Oh man, see, the Midnight Ride is feeling good because last night he came down the ramp and he jumped in the ring with the Saturday Night WrestleManiacs, and we talked Road to WrestleMania. And we got it in. That was just like the prelim. But what really set us in the stratosphere last night, we started talking about Go-Go versus House yet again.
Oh, I remember that.
That right there is what set everything off because we would get, trust me, go back and look at the show, but I'll give you a little synopsis. We were looking to, wind down in the show, and then we got to talking about Go-Go. And we talked about some old episodes. Myself and the People's Choice Don Rodriguez had an actual show where it was the Go-Go show. And the intro was Go-Go. The breaks were Go-Go. We talked about Go-Go in the middle. The outro. We just went through everything. Because, Don's from Baltimore. I'm a DC guy. So, then we had a house show. And we started doing, we would do music, just talk about it and explain the culture. And I think it's about time we do that again. We had Hollywood T in the comments hyping it up. And he said that I gave a poor explanation of what Go-Go is. I'm like, man, it's like it's hard to explain, but it's so good and it makes you happy. But if you did not check that out, please go back. Huh?
See, I gotta go back and watch it now because it sounds much better than it was in real time for me.
Oh, it absolutely wonderful. Let's just call it what it is. It was wonderful.
I mean,
and that was last night. So that started this hype train that we're on right now. So
because you gotta watch out for the big girl.
Huh?
You gotta watch out for the big girl.
Because Miss Tony said, how you want Kurt?
Oh man, let's go, baby. Sunday Rise. Let's go. If you don't know what you're doing, get them Cheerios, get you some pork bacon, get you some fat back, get you some we starting to get some eggs. Let's do it, man. Corned beef hash, whatever you do. Cause we ain't no Cheerios morning. We ain't no Fruit Loops in the morning. Nah,
you got to have a hearty breakfast messing with us.
Exactly. We a steak omelet, baby. Let's go, man.
Gotta get that protein up. Now, first and foremost, before I go to the first topic, how you feeling? I already know how you feeling, but I'm asking how you feeling because it's only right.
Hey, man. I might, next commercial break, I might come back with a different jersey. But I'm good, man. I'm ready today, man. I'm on one.
All right, I'm feeling good, man. I'm inspired today.
So. Let's go, man. This is one of our WWE Tag Team Championship shows today.
I love to hear that because you know what that means.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Hold up. Do I do it?
I say you do it.
Oh, you didn't know? Your ass better call somebody. It's me. It's me. It's the MR, the Midnight Rider, riding with my dog, the big K to the G. And we're going to do what we do judiciously, rocking the world for everybody to see. All right, I'm going to stop there because I got more. But we're going to unleash the rest when we get close to WrestleMania.
JC checking in saying scrapple egg and cheese sandwich here. That don't sound too damn bad.
Yo, what up, JC, baby?
DJ Woody checking in. Sup, fellas? Happening? What's happening, Woody? DJ Woody. Oh, goody. Hey, it's the off season. I'm still playing left hand up, man. I'm sorry. I'm still getting that in there. That gets you hyped up.
You slipped off
that
on
command time, man. He got bangers upon bangers that get you hyped up. Talking NFL free agency. I'm just gonna run down some names and stuff that ain't nobody really talking about, and then I got some questions for you.
Okay, let's go. Let's do this.
Kyle Allen goes to the Bills on a 2-year contract. Bills re-sign Tyler Bass. He's signing a revised 1-year contract. Tutu Atwell goes to Miami, of course. Geno Smith going back to the Jets. Let's start right there. That doesn't sit right with my soul.
Why?
Because the Jets, correct me if I'm wrong, the last time the Jets have had a successful quarterback, the last time the Jets have drafted a successful quarterback, I'm going to go ahead and say Namath.
I'm not going to say Namath, but I'd rather give Richard Todd or those guys some love before I give Namath love. But I think it's silly of me to think that the Jets would ever try to be a team that operates in the realm of something successful. I think the Jets are trying to just let things happen and fizzle out as much as they can. The only problem is I think the Dolphins didn't go both feet in with their tanking. I think they were trying to find love on a two-way street and left it all alone on a lonely highway. The Dolphins should have been doing is they should have embraced Quinn Ewers as their quarterback and let the pieces fall where they be. And if Tua has success in Atlanta, they could be like Vesta and let them know congratulations. But it should have been me. So that's all I'm gonna say on that part.
Okay. Now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pick it up. You started off with a little Denise Williams with Silly of Me to think that I could ever have you for my guy. Then you brung it back with damn, I lost the second one. Love on a two-way street. Lost on a lonely highway. And then you pull out Vesta. Congratulations. Jeez. The Jets are head scratchers. It's like they try to be bad and they're bad at being bad.
Right.
And it just makes them even worse, if that makes sense.
No, because it's more of a don't wake me, I'm dreaming type of thing that they're doing.
Little Christopher Williams there. Jonathan Allen goes to the Bengals on a 2-year deal worth $26 million with a max value of 28. He was quiet last season with the Vikings. And this is after he's left Washington. He was the big man in Washington. Team captain, star player. And for a while there, I'll say face of the franchise because I knew what Jonathan Allen looked like immediately. But I'm in DC.
But he's a D
Again,
tackle. You know,
huh?
D tackles don't get the fame or anything. They're more like, you know, like when you think of Jonathan Allen, think of Michael Jackson saying, "Tito, go get me a tissue." He's more the guy getting the tissue than anything else.
Yeah. Do you think he succeeds in Cincinnati? I'm sorry, I'm looking at Cleveland. But
No,
do you
no, no.
think
I think he's going to do a good job in Cincinnati. I think he's going to help, but Cincinnati's got other problems and other issues. They got to address their DN situation. I know they drafted the dude Stewart from Texas A&M last year, and the kid really didn't give him anything. So they need to get something from him. They need to get something from this pick that they take. I think is 10th. So they need to figure out something because they let Hendrickson go, and you can't let go of a pass rusher and not replace that pass rusher with somebody of service.
let me drop these comments real quick, and I got something to ask you about Hendrickson. DJ Woody, oh goody, said thanks, man. You're welcome, Woody, man. Always, nothing but love, man. Nothing but love. I want to see you keep doing your thing, man. Keep doing your thing.
Yo, let me stop you there because you were the person, and DJ, um, KG has been your biggest fan from the moment go, from the moment jump, because I know myself and the boss, we struggled to fall in love with left hand up, but it was through the big guys um basically being a stalwart and being a pusher of what his beliefs, and we all like succumbed to the pressure after he just kept pushing. And I swear to God, we got a thing in the drops, don't we? It's somewhere here where we got the left hand up as a here we go.
There you go.
Yeah. So understand and believe that the sideline junkies, um, as a group, always got your back and always believe in what you're doing, bruh. I'll say it that way.
Most definitely. Hey, during season, not last season, season before, we had to we had to play
Every win.
every Monday. I mean every Tuesday we had to start the show off with that because that was how we did it. Matty Ice checking in. He said, "Morning, fellas. I know I have the best watching spot for the Sunday rise. I'm watching the waves crash here on the Pacific Ocean. Ooh, and the sun should be rising too. Oh, that is poetic and perfect." Maddie said the Ravens are dirty, rotten scoundrels. Sounds like the Raiders are now going to keep Crosby. I think he will come back strong and determined. And he said, "Thank you again for all the love for Jen. It warmed my heart." Welcome, Maddie.
That's what we do, man.
I'm glad Maddie brought up Crosby because I was looking at. I got to start sending you guys this stuff. But
No,
they
you
were
don't.
talking.
No, 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 no. Hold on. No. You your Twitterverse, your internet world, leave it to you. I don't need that in my life.
No. This is good. This is good. They were talking about Trey Hendrickson in run defense.
Oh,
And they
okay.
was like, he kind of lets the defender move him around and he just
Yeah.
does it. He doesn't try to attack the ball carrier. But now Max Crosby moves pre-snap and he's gone. And he's filling the gap. And he's trying to catch the running back before he even commits to a hold. And they was like, that's why you want a Max Crosby and not a Trey Hendrickson. I'm like, damn, they expose his flaws like that?
No. So yeah, I saw what you saw. Um, it's one of those videos where they talked about Hendrickson rushing the passer and not playing the run on his way to the passer. And I saw that. Yeah. But we can dissect everything and make everything what we want it to be. You know what I'm saying? Like we could do a whole bunch of videos of people saying that the Midnight Rider talks about the Midnight Rider in third person all the time, and have a 30-second clip or a minute video of that. And I'm not saying that they're wrong, but I mean, the Midnight Rider might talk about the Midnight Rider in third person at times, but this isn't the time and the place for that. But you can make highlights, you can make things do what it do and express what you wanted to express. That's all I'm saying. And when I say that as the Midnight Rider, talking about the Midnight Rider, because the Midnight Rider is the Midnight Rider's favorite person. So we'll go from there.
Understand that. Next up, Daniel Jones, 2-year, $88 million deal that could be worth up to $100 million, $60 million guaranteed, $50 million in the first year. How does this dude keep getting these contracts? Like, honestly,
you know,
he's coming off an Achilles tear, and he got $100 million.
So I'll say it this way: the Midnight Rider feels that when you talk about quarterbacks and you talk about Daniel Jones, he knows where he's at. So we know we're in a league that's desperate for quarterback play and quarterbacks to do well. So he's in a position to kind of manipulate the situation and take advantage of the situation. And I think that's what he's doing. Like we saw it with Tua, we saw it with Kyler Murray, and I said this on our show back in the I think we were on the show at the time, but I said I would have never paid Tua. But the problem is you can't when you move off of a quarterback, right? You got to have another plan in place. And the problem with this league is teams are scared to move off of a person, and plan B is either drafting somebody you're starting anew or signing somebody to come fill in their place, if that makes sense. Like we don't have that comfort. And part of the reason is, you know, let's talk about it, let's be real about it, is job security. The reason Tua got signed to another deal is because of job security, and they felt more secure with investing in him for another 3 or 4 years as opposed to trying to start anew and getting it wrong. That's the part where teams struggle. It's not the picking of the players. It's the part where if you're wrong. Like let's take Washington, right? Washington went and traded for Marshawn Lattimore, and everybody thought at the time it was a great move. But the problem is you get hindsight. Hindsight is 2020. Hindsight has got the best vision of all things in this world. So in hindsight, now trading for Marshawn Lattimore is a mistake. But at the time, what do we say in Washington? We need a cornerback. We need some help. We need somebody to make a play. So you get Lattimore because you think he's the fix, but the problem is he wasn't the fix. And I think I'm gonna give somebody credit that needs the credit that he gets. It's I'm gonna tell you right now, receivers wouldn't make. I think Justin Jefferson makes like 32 million, right? Somewhere in that neighborhood. Justin Jefferson would never see 32 million if Treylon Burks hit the way he was supposed to hit in Tennessee. And I'll expand on that theory because I said this on the show, and I'll say it again. Treylon Burks was the test dummy of wide receivers. If Treylon Burks hit the way he should have hit, wide receivers will have the same value as running backs. And I know, KG, you sitting there thinking, like, why is he saying that? And this is why I'm saying that. This is what I'm thinking. Because Treylon Burks succeeding would have made wide receiver contracts the same as running back contracts. Because people would have thought because of the 7-on-7 and everything else, we can just draft a receiver. We don't have to invest in receivers. And this is kind of the problem that Terry McLaurin ran into last year. We don't have to invest heavy in wide receiver anymore because wide receivers happen. But Treylon Burks' failure helped the league overall in terms of receivers' value. So now he made receivers more valuable. So now you got to pay a Jamar Chase, you got to pay a T. Higgins, you got to pay all these guys. But at first, you wasn't going to have to because you could just replace them. They were replaceable things. But because he failed with his injuries and everything else, he made it acceptable for you to overpay for a wide receiver.
I love that breakdown right there when it comes to contracts, because we've argued back and forth about, you and the boss BJ had this philosophy, still have it, of how disposable running backs are.
They still are.
And I did not see it. And then I saw the light. And I was like, okay, this is I got you. But I just don't understand how it's getting like that with quarterbacks. Now
quarterbacks are always going to go to the front of the table.
But when you look at Daniel Jones, he's 32, 49, and 1 in his career. Now last year, he was having an amazing year last year.
Mm-hmm.
And if that was just a thought of things to come, okay. But one season does not make you a $100 million man again. He was 8-5 as a starter last year. Completed 68% of his passes, 3,101 yards, 19 touchdowns, over 8 interceptions, had 100.2 rating. That was the highest rating of his career. That's only his second winning season as a starter in the NFL. He's never played a full season. It's crazy to see somebody get this type of bread, and they have done so little. But maybe this is just trying to secure the future, because I know that they don't have any. The Colts, I'm saying, and when I say they don't have any hope for Anthony Richardson.
Yeah, but I mean, you got to understand that Anthony Richardson, I told y'all, and we can go back to the tapes. I told you there's going to be a person the one man that's going to be overdrafted because of his abilities and his arm talent and what he shows you in the combine. I told you this on draft day,
Mm-hmm.
for the draft. I say he's not worth what he's going to get picked at, but he's going to get picked high because he gives you the intangibles. It's him and the other dude I said that was going to get drafted or was going to outshine whatever he did performance-wise was Joe Milton. And Joe Milton didn't get drafted early, but he got drafted and he's been traded from New England to Dallas, and his arm talent is special. But when I talk about guys with arm talent, I don't know who the guy is this year because I haven't seen enough of the guys. That makes me think of my arm talent guy. And I'm gonna go back because Jeff Nail, shout out to Jeff Nail, because he always talks about me loving quarterbacks because of arm strength. And I'm gonna find me a guy. Because in the words of Chris Collinsworth, here's a guy. Here we go. But yeah, I'm gonna find that and I'm gonna bring that up. And I'll do it in our next when we do our reverse mock draft. I'll have my guy. But honestly, we just doing some things right now. I lost my train of thought. So
It's all good.
Yeah.
And I'll before we take a break, I'll finish this up with, we talked about the Falcons earlier. They signed Tua, 1-year deal, veteran minimum. They signed Jahan Dotson to a 2-year deal. They got Olamide Zaccheaus. They bring back Austin Hooper. They got Kyle Pitts. It looked like they trying to put something together on that offense to give Penix, because Penix is going to be your starter. They trying to give him weapons.
So you don't sign to. I think there's going to be a question and debate about that quarterback situation. They're not giving Penix the easy landing place, because if they wanted Penix to be the starter, they would have signed a guy like, and I apologize to you right now, dog, because I'm about to give your boy the business, but they would sign a guy like Tyrod Taylor, um, or somebody like that if they weren't thinking that they needed starter quality. Because they think they need starter quality, they signed to a deal, and worst case scenario, he is their backup. But I think they rather him be the starter than Penix, because they don't believe in Penix. They don't believe in Penix energy. They don't. You don't sign a Tua Tagovailoa as your backup quarterback if you believe in Penix. If you believe in Penix, you sign a Marcus Mariota, you sign a Matt Jones, you sign somebody like that, somebody that you don't think is a threat to him. But because you think he's not the person, you sign a Tua because you think he's a threat and a person that can make him fight for his job as opposed to own his job.
Okay. And what's crazy is I was thinking along the other lines. You signed Tua just in case Penix is not healthy to start the season. That way you have talent. But I don't see, my problem with Tua is him being a starter in this league. Like, the dude is taking hits and he's throwing up gang signs after he's taking hits now.
Right.
Like, that's dangerous. I don't want him dropping back and playing like that every play. I don't, just the risk. And I'm not saying anybody's out there headhunting them trying to take them down, but Jesus.
See, what you're doing right now is you out there all alone on a Sunday morning, listening to the raindrops falling. That's all it is.
Well, Anthony got a question for you. He said, can you guys explain to me the difference between arm talent and arm strength? Always assume they were the same thing.
Oh, this is a great question. So because Anthony must be like Jeff Nail's long lost cousin. So I'm always an arm talent over arm strength kind of guy. So arm talent to me, and this is Midnight Rider, talking in terms of the Midnight Rider's way of assessing a player, is arm talent is like the way you can throw a football. So you can throw it from multiple platforms, platitudes, um, in different places. Arm strength is just the fact that you got a gun. So like Brett Favre was a guy that has a gun. I think of Mahomes as a guy with arm talent and a gun. Like he can throw it from any piece. He can throw it from any platform, whether it's sidearm, whatever. Um, it's a thing that he can do that other quarterbacks can't do. And now it's a little bit harder because these guys are so much better at throwing from platforms, throwing from different things. But when you look at a guy like Anthony Richardson, he's an arm talent guy. He's just like he can throw the ball any platform, any stream, any place, anywhere, but it's gonna get there, and it's not gonna get there with any discretion. It's gonna be velocity, and that's the word I want to use. That makes us better. It's the velocity. So like Joe Milton Jr. or Joe Milton the third, whatever his name is, and Anthony Richardson are arm talent guys because they can throw the ball with the velocity that everybody else doesn't throw it from. I think arm talent is more of a thing where you can throw the football with velocity, but you have the skill to place the football in places where everybody else can't. So I think that's my version of arm talent versus arm strength.
Clip that. That right there. That needs to be played yearly around the time we start doing the combine, then around the time we leading up to draft. That needs to be played because I've never heard it broken down like that before.
Okay.
I've never heard it broken down like that before. So let's jump out of this. We're going to take a break, come back, talk some World Baseball Classic, and get you on with the morning. So stay tuned.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Sunday Rise with the Sideline Junkies Podcast Network. Yes, if you weren't paying attention, that's a shout out to our man Booker T because we had to do it 5 times to let you know what we was doing today. We're coming back out of break, and it's me, the Midnight Rider, the big guy KG. We bring you the Sunday Rise. In the words of Coach Marcus Jackson, there's no better way to start your week than with the Sunday Rise. And with that being said, we're going to go ahead and kick it the only way we can kick it. And I'm going to say it in this way. And I think if you grab my coattails, you'll understand what I'm about to say. But can I kick it?
Yes, you can.
All right, let's go.
We got the World Baseball Classic quarterfinals. This right here, we talk about baseball, we talk about wheelhouses. This is in the Midnight Rider's wheelhouse. Midnight Rider, take it away.
Nah, man, this is something that I wasn't expecting the last 2 nights. The Dominican Republic and my favorite baseball player, Juan Soto, and his boys totally destroyed Korea in their first round matchup. They actually got the mercy rule. They beat them 10-0 in the 7th inning. So the Dominican Republic wins 10-0 in their quarterfinal. The U.S. beats Canada 5-3 in their matchup. The games yesterday, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that I probably would have never picked this semifinal from this group, based on the players and the people involved. But last night, Venezuela beats Japan 8-5 in a very good matchup. It ends with, I think, Shohei flies out to end the game. But Venezuela 8, Japan 5. And then in another upset, Italy beats Puerto Rico.
Oh,
8-6, and Italy's been on some Italy's played better than we thought they were going to play. I would have never had Italy getting to this spot in the semis, but they've got a nice group of young players, and you got to give them love for what they're doing. But yeah, so we're gonna have an interesting thing. We got Italy, Venezuela. We got the Dominican Republic versus the USA, and the winners of that ended up in the finals. Man, it's gonna be something special, man.
When is that? When is that continuing?
So, hold up. Let me make sure I got this right. So tonight at 8 o'clock on FS1, you get the US versus the Dominican Republic. And then tomorrow night at 8 p.m., you get Venezuela versus Italy in the other semi. And then, of course, on Fox on Tuesday, St. Patrick's Day, you get the winners of both of those games in the final.
All right. So, Anthony said, "KG, you were right about the Big Daddy Kane. I should have put him in my list instead of Joy. He had a top 5. Dre. He had top 5 rappers last night. I told him he got to listen to some Big Daddy Kane. He said he's been with the DR from the start. And then when you say Puerto Rico, here he comes.
Oh!
JC come with the hoe.
Whoa, that didn't sound good.
It did. That.
It's all good, dog. It's all good. JC bringing the hose.
All right.
If anybody can't bring the hose, it's only Jack Carter that can bring the hose.
Oh man, it's time to go dancing. Now we talking about quarterfinals and semifinals and finals. We got Selection Sunday. Quite honestly, one of the best Sundays in the off season of football, because you get to sit down and you get to go around the country and you get to look in to see the teams, waiting to hear their names called, to see that ticket punched. We can start with the automatic qualifiers so far. Locally, your American East champion, UMBC, ticket has been punched. They even went in on I can't remember they went in on somebody on Twitter and was like, yeah, we don't need a relative on TV telling us, that we should get in. Our ticket's already punched. I mean, they went wholeheartedly gangster with it, talking about Miami and Miami not making it. And we'll talk about Miami a little later, because I got some things to get off my chest. For the ACC, Duke wins the ACC back-to-back years. The American Sun, Queens, which is located in North Carolina, wins the American Sun. Arizona wins the Big 12. Foregone conclusion that St. John's is going to win the Big East. Idaho wins the Big Sky. High Point wins the Big South. Mm-hmm. Hawaii wins the Big West. Hofstra wins the CAA. Kennesaw State wins the Conference USA. Horizon League was run by Wright State. Siena wins the MAAC. Akron wins the MAC. Howard wins the MEAC. The Missouri Valley is won by UNI. I guess that's the University of Northern Illinois. I'm not even sure. I got to find out what that is. The Mountain West was won by Utah State. The Northeast was won by LIU. Ohio Valley was won by Tennessee State. The Patriot League was won by Lehigh. Furman wins the SoCon. The Southlands won by McNeese. The SWAC, Prairie View A&M. Summit League, North Dakota State. The Men of Troy win the Sun Belt. The WAC was won by Cal Baptist. And of course, the WCC won by Gonzaga. a lot of sacrificial lambs up in here, even though they wound up winning their conferences, but it's a lot of sacrificial lambs in here. A lot of sacrificial lambs.
Who won the WCC again?
Gonzaga.
Oh, that's the Jack Carr favorite basketball team of his life. Shout out to Jack Carr and the Seat podcast.
You said if you need them, I can find them.
Hey man, let's talk about the MAC deserves two teams. And I think I see Jack Maddie saying that, but you can't take a team that's won 31 basketball games. I don't care who they play. They can play in your mama's underwear drawer, but they got to be in this tournament no matter what for winning 31 ball games. And because the fact they're 31-1, you're saying that they're not worthy, but you're going to take a team that's 18-12 from the SEC or the Big Ten. Nah, let's put some respect on basketball first and foremost. This is a game that we play, and we do this every year, and we do this with the righteousness and the respect of playing basketball. And it's not the MAC conference, because Maddie said this on several occasions. It's not the MAC conference fault that teams in the Big Ten and the bigger conferences are scared to play them because they don't want to take that L. So you can't punish me for not playing teams that don't want to play me. You know, it's different when you throw that money out there and you know that team's going to lose and that team's not going to compete. But it's a problem when that team will compete and will give you an L. So, like, nah. For the Big Ten teams and the MAC teams, and I mean not the MAC teams, I'm sorry, the Big Ten teams and the SEC teams and all those teams that don't want to play against Miami of Ohio. I got two words for you. Bleep you.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I took that a little too far. But I feel the same way, and that's what I wanted to say about Miami. If you think a 31-win team, 31 wins.
Oh, you know what? Let's go there. If you don't believe in Miami, Ohio, but you rather believe in Auburn, you rather believe in Arkansas, you rather believe in UCLA. I got two words for you.
Suck it.
There we go.
Well, there it is. But anytime you talk about a 31-win team not being worthy of the big dance,
what?
We're not talking. They played the schedule that was put in front of them. This is when people say, "Oh, strength of schedule." If Midnight Rider went and took over a school next season, the schedule that he plays next year is not a schedule that he made. What? So if he's playing Little Sisters of the Poor and he's playing Division 2 this and Division 3 this, that's not a schedule he made. So you can't fault him for the strength of schedule. He's playing the schedule that's in front of him.
What?
You still got to go out there and play the game.
What?
Because UMBC, George Mason, George Washington, teams that nobody gave chances to, local teams at that. Howard have went in and upset people. I think Howard was a 16 seed or 15 seed and they upset somebody a couple of years ago.
What?
James Madison 2 years ago had no chance in hell of winning their first round game. Who called the upset? This guy right here. Then they won again in the second round.
What?
So don't tell me that a 31-win team, because of their strength of schedule, is not good enough to make the big dance. When you got
What?
teams that nobody is giving a 2 drops of monkey piss about,
What?
and they're upsetting people.
What?
If you scared, say you scared. But if
What?
you scared, go to church. That's on you.
What?
I'm just saying. Anthony said, "Can you guys explain to me the difference?" Oh, we did that. We got that. We got that. We got that.
Yeah, you clipped that.
He said, "Which Miami are you guys talking about? Hurricanes or Red?" We talking about the Red Hawks.
Yeah.
We talking about the Red Hawks. Zags equal bombs. JC. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's his thing, man. It's all good.
Zags get in all these years than Miami. Well, we'll see later on today. Yeah. And you and I is Northern Illinois, the Northern Illinois Panthers. I'm sorry, Northern Iowa Panthers, University of Northern Iowa.
No, you and I is
Northern Illinois, Northern Iowa Panthers in the Missouri Valley.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And he said, I can understand why they did that. Midnight Rider at the Mid-American Conference is not really strong conference. Who did the Red Hawks really beat? It doesn't matter. They beat who they had to play.
I mean, if you're not going to play them, it's a difference when teams don't want to play you, because they don't want to end up being on your line as the teams that fail to play against you. That's the problem. Like right now, basketball in this world, we don't like competition isn't competition anymore. Like we don't walk in the gym and just say, oh, we don't hoop like we used to hoop. I'll say it this way. And so this is why when I hear these dudes talk about, oh, they played against plumbers and all that stuff, I laugh because y'all don't rock and y'all don't hoop and y'all don't get dirty like the way we used to get dirty. Roll your 5 out. It's how we used to do it. You got your 5. I got my 5. Now my 5 may not, if we lose, we know my 5 is not getting on the court for about 6 to 8 games because we rocking and we bouncing the way we always did back in our day. I don't care who you got. I don't care who you get.
It's
like
crazy.
I told the dudes back in the day. They was like, oh, you got to guard Ed Sheffy. Okay. Ed Sheffy still got to guard me too.
It's crazy you say that about what they don't do now. And I think Iceman said the same thing. He said, y'all playing basketball. He said, back in the day, we was hooping.
Yeah.
Y'all don't hoop no more.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the integrity of the game is done. What was that? Was it Friday night?
Your name don't matter. Your game matters.
Agreed.
I don't care. I don't care where you ranked. I don't care what you do. I'm gonna tell you right now, and I said this to my boys. I used to do this all the time when we was hooping in college. I'm gonna wipe the bottom of my soles of my shoes. I'm gonna smack the hardwood, and everything after that don't matter because I don't even know who you are. So let's go.
It was Friday night. I watched Georgetown versus UConn.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked at that and I thought, I was like, you know what? Maybe I should take some notes. I said, no, because my feelings are the notes. And something that you said a couple of years ago, you got to move away from the tree of Thompson. You got to move away from the tree of Thompson. I said, if we do that, we're going to lose our identity. Georgetown doesn't have an identity anymore. Georgetown's identity was quick guards, dominant big men, defense, ferocious defense, rebounding, fundamentals. We don't have that identity anymore. And yes, we've moved away from the Tria Thompson because Ed Cooley does not have any ties to John Thompson or the John Thompson family, which is cool. Only tie that he has is that he coached at Providence, which is where John Thompson went, but that still doesn't, that's not a branch or a root. The saddest part about it is that the problem at Georgetown, and I'm watching, those kids, they don't hoop. They kind of play basketball just to play basketball. And it's like, it's just something to do in between classes. And that's not Ed Cooley's fault. Because Ed Cooley's a damn good coach, but he has to get players that are going to buy in and are willing to run through a brick wall for him and get out there and hoop. Because it gets to a point where you can run all the sets you want, but it's not going to work. You're going to have to get out there. You're going to have to ball. You got to put something together and you got to ball. You got to go off the cuff and fly. We don't have that at Georgetown. That is the epitome of what you said about this generation of basketball players. And that's not me being an old man. That's not me standing on my lawn. That's me being true. We don't have the same fire. And a lot of that's because a lot of these kids come from privileged backgrounds. They play travel ball and AAU. Nobody goes out and plays basketball in the milk crate no more. Doc Walker said it best. If I'm recruiting a kid, I'm not going to recruit the kid from Damascus that lives in a 6-bedroom house, has his own room and a room and all that. Now, I want to recruit the kid from Southeast that lives in a 1-bedroom apartment with 4 other siblings and his parents. And they got to share one bathroom because guess what? He's hungry. Yep. Nothing's been given to him.
Yep.
That's my diatribe for the day about basketball.
I think we've had a couple diatribes today, so.
Yeah. Maddie said they would be the first team to ever go 31-0 and not get in. Hell, every other 31 team has been a damn number 1 seed. They should be a 5 to 7 seed. But I know that isn't happening. They'll get a 10. I will be happy. And that's
no, I honestly, Maddie, I don't think they're going to get that much respect. I think they're going to be a play-in game on Tuesday or Wednesday in this tournament. That's how they get in.
Maddie said Miami, Akron, Kent State, Ohio sent out like 100 emails to schools looking for opponents in the Power 4 and none responded. Yep. That's crazy.
Nah, he said that all the last 2 years. And I believe that because there are certain teams that don't like to be embarrassed by losing to the wrong team. And that's every team in America.
And he said Anthony looked back at the MAC has a history of winning the tournament over the last 20 years. Akron, Ohio, and Kent have all won first round games.
Yep.
Now, I'm going to say something. If they get in, if Miami is a play-in, something's wrong. If they're 10, if they're a double digit, something's wrong.
No, that's where they're gonna put them, dog. You like this the committee unfortunately is paid by the proper leagues that need to be paid. The SECs, the Big East, and all those places. So they're gonna put these other teams, they'll take the 8th, the 10th, the 11th best team from one of these conferences over a team that's like Miami. And that's the sad part of this. And that's the disgusting part of this, is because you telling me that a 31-1 team can get in the tournament over a team that is 18-12 and 10-8 in their conference. What are we doing? What are we doing?
That's what I drop that in there. That's what I feel. Anthony said, I think these massive media deals and these massive contracts are taking the love of the game out of it. And some of these players because they're too comfortable in their position. Agreed?
Yeah.
We talk about that a lot. Jack said, no, not playing game, MR. That may be the case. A Miami of Ohio and Ohio State playing in Dayton could be fun. That damn sure could. Now, here's something. Pull my coat, everybody, and follow me on this one.
Oh God!
If they so happen to put Miami of Ohio in a playing game,
Oh snap!
and they make all the way to the Final Four,
No, they won't make it to the Final Four.
I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there. It bothers me that I don't like college basketball top 25 rankings are starting to get like the college football top 25 rankings.
Okay.
Because it's starting to be so convoluted. When you have a team that's 31-0 and they were 22, 23, I don't think they rose no higher than 19.
Right.
But if we're playing Division I basketball.
No, wasn't there? There was a team this year that that was a college football like savant, and they kind of backdoor their way into the college finals. Who was that? Let me look that up. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's
Go
all
ahead.
good. But I noticed that when it comes down to it, the voting powers are never straight up and they're never true. Because you talk about conferences, and I had to learn this at a young age because there was one year. I think I told you guys that I might have said it on the show too. This is a college football thing. I saw Grambling was like 11-0, and I was like, why is Grambling not in the top 25? Why are they not in the top 25? I found out Grambling was 1AA at the time. They were Division I AA, and they kept talking about them winning the Black College National Championship. I was like, why are they not competing for the national championship? Why are they not going to a bowl game? I had to learn that it didn't all correlate. Division I A at the time, Division I A and Division I AA did not have the same rankings. So when you got it in college basketball now, you got a team like Miami, who was probably for most of the year the hottest team. But they were the Rodney Dangerfield of college basketball because they got no respect. And
Yeah,
it's sad
I
to
think
see
Tulane. I think Tulane is a team that I was thinking about, where like they were like undefeated or they were doing something, and maybe that's the wrong team, but it was either Tulane or one of the other teams that got into like the bottom 12 and or not the bottom 12, but like 11 or 12 seeds, because they won their conference and they were undefeated. But you know, I think part of the problem is that we got to understand that they're undefeated, they won their conference, but we got to give respect to them being undefeated, no matter what.
Agreed. Anthony said, I think they're going to give Miami of Ohio Redhawks the number 1 seed in the NIT to compensate them for being in the tournament.
I hope not. I think they deserve a spot in the 64, 68, as we say it. And even if they disrespect them and give them a spot in the first 4, they got to do something to do right by them.
If this was 1961, I'd be like, all right, cool, that's nice, because that's when the NIT.
Nah, you can't go back that far.
But that's when the NIT was the big tournament. The NCAA tournament.
No, because I know what you're about to say, and I know what you're saying, but you gotta. I mean, back in '61, the tournament was, the conference winners and not anything else. So
True.
that's why I say it that way.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
But I think that if they gave them a number one seed in the NIT, that's a slap in the face.
Right.
That the NIT is for the teams that can't get to the big dance.
Right. Right.
So they can't go to the senior prom, so they got to go to the junior prom. And now
right.
all of a sudden we got another tournament popping up. What is the crown tournament? And then it's a fourth tournament. It's like all these different tournaments is popping up, and it's like, good grief, man. But I think that's a slap in the face that they give them a number one seed in the NIT. I refuse that and stay home.
Miami of Ohio going to the NIT is like, or would be like, them having to take their cousin to the prom.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
And Anthony said rankings in both sports are more to do with name brands and history over how they expect the season to play out.
I agree with that.
I don't like it. You poop on these guys and that do their thing, and it makes absolutely no sense. Let's just put it that way. It makes no sense that we're sitting here and we're talking about Miami of Ohio potentially not making the NCAA tournament.
That's crazy.
That shouldn't even
Well,
be a
we got,
discussion.
the crazy part though is we got a Duke team without a point guard that the Boozer brother is trying to figure out his space. Not Cam, but Kalen Boozer, and like we've got some things cooking in this NCAA tournament that going to be interesting. You got an Arizona team that's on fire. You got Florida who lost early on, but they're still a dominant team. Like this tournament is going to be spectacular. Just from the fact that we don't know what we don't know. You got a St. John's, you got a UConn, you got a I think a team that's going to be dangerous is Arkansas. Like we gonna have some teams that just gonna make you have to play basketball the way basketball is played, and it's gonna be interesting.
All right. Final
Yeah,
thoughts. Huh?
so I ain't got nothing else.
Well, the selections will begin at 6 p.m. tonight. I believe that is on ESPN as
Yep.
usual. As with the assumption that there are no outstanding conference championship games, because we do have a couple conference championship games today. The American Conference.
Hey, hold on. So let's put this out there now. For the women's side of the bracket, um, we're gonna want to do a women's bracket on Wednesday at 8 p.m. So if you have knowledge of women's basketball, if you have the ability to talk about women's basketball, we need you to help us out when we do our women's bracket on Wednesday.
Most definitely. We need help. Not gonna lie about it. We need help.
Yeah. Because I know what I'm going to pick, but
The American Conference, American A10, Big Ten, Ivy League, SEC are all playing their championship games today. Each one of them starting about an hour. I think they all start about 1. Well, Ivy League's on now. That started at 12. So everything's gonna be up and running
all right.
in the next hour or so. So get your popcorn, get in, and then make sure you join us on Tuesday, where we'll be doing our official on-air men's bracket. Wednesday we'll do the women's bracket. So make sure you join us for that. We do this every year. Only difference this year is we're gonna have to get T because we're gonna have to sing Deborah Cox this year instead of playing Deborah Cox. We got in a little trouble with that. And One Shining Moment will wound up in there somewhere too. So Anthony
Also,
said, who asked our industry one with the last successful quarterback in the playoffs, the Jets, remember? Oh, butt fumble. Sanchez, Mark
yeah,
Sanchez. They did draft him. I don't count him. He a USC quarterback.
I know you don't.
Oh man. You want to take a break and come back and wrap it up, or?
No, just wrap it up, yo.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and hit it to what you're eating. What's on the menu for the day?
So I got leftovers. So I got yesterday I went to Sylvester's. I've got now I feel like I have a preferred Sylvester's spot. So the one on Silver Hill Road that's in the cut right beside the Exxon, that's my Sylvester's now. So yeah, I go there, I grab my food. So I got leftovers from now. And then there's a place called This Is Seafood on they're on St. Barnabas. And I used to get the one from Clinton, out in Clinton, but now I invested in one in this on off of St. Barnabas Road. And yeah, so I got leftovers. I got leftovers from those two places. So that's gonna be my food for the day.
This is seafood. This is seafood. I know the one in Clinton.
No, it's literally so if you This Is Seafood sits literally if you go down because from your house you make the left on to St. Barnabas, and they're literally right there on your left hand side, probably not even like a half a mile. They're right, like you'll see it the second you turn the corner. Because they're in that building that all the restaurants go to die.
I think I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Because now you got like when you talk about Sylvester's, you got what 4 or 5. You got one on Walters Lane over there by Forest Creek.
Yeah.
One on Silver Hill Road. It's one on St. Barnabas Road. It's one on Allentown Road. It's like they all over the place, but now
the Silver Hill Road.
That's the only one you go to.
Not the only one. It's the GOAT now. Because it's only been 2 weeks. But yeah. If I'm going to Sylvester's, whatever you want to call it, that's where I'm going.
All right. I think I'm doing leftovers too. I'm not trying to. I'm.
Oh, I gotta talk to the wife because I need bread at some point.
Midnight Rider say he need bread, Levy, at some point.
We work it out. We'll work it out. But yeah, I need bread.
She say she waiting on you, but he said it's your world. So let's get bread. But I think we doing leftovers today. We do leftovers and chill. We got some things in the house to take care of.
So dope. I'm sorry, KG. I apologize. Yo, whenever she has to let me know when she does bread. Because if I get her bread and some D City Smokehouse brisket, yeah, let's make it happen, bro. Yeah.
The boss BJ say, "What are you going to eat? Hot Pockets?" Nah, I'm not in a Hot Pocket mood today.
Man, we
not
in
a Hot Pocket.
Why the boss got to do that?
Ooh, homemade Hot Pocket. You know what? I know what I'm gonna eat. I know exactly what I'm gonna eat. I got some scrapple in the refrigerator.
All
I
right.
think I'm gonna make me a scrapple sandwich. I made. Yeah, I'll make me. I think that's what I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna eat me a scrapple sandwich. That's gonna be my thing. As soon as we get off here, I'm going to make something to eat. I'm hungry anyway.
All right, man.
Now, I still got Popeyes too. Now it's about that time we wrap that shit up, B.
I don't have anything today.
What?
So let's just go ahead and kick it how we kick it.
Well, my final thought and wrap it up is make sure not only that you join us Tuesday at 7:45 for the Sideline Junkies bracket challenge, filling out if you will, but we're gonna fill out our bracket on Tuesday. Join Matty Ice 5 p.m. tomorrow, drive time. Coach Devon 7 p.m. Pretenders or Contenders. Lee Ice, Flying Brian at 6:30 on Tuesday. Get you right, baby. And just in case anybody didn't listen and you don't get this, if Miami of Ohio does not get selected, we ride it dawn. That's all I'm saying. When I say we ride it dawn, everybody know where to meet up at. We ride it dawn. That's it. We not playing around. A 31 win team don't make the tournament, we got a problem.
Let's go, baby.
So for the Midnight Ride, I'm the big guy KG. This is the Sunday Rise, baby. And we did it in record time. We
Yes,
are
sir.
out of here.
Let's go.